Hello everyone. In this video, I'll show you how to call the action inside the plugin. In the last video, I have shown how to call the action using the workflow. So this video is continuing part of that, and in this video, I'll show you how to call the action inside the plugin and also create a simple action and how to use that. So if you have developed the custom workflow, the action is similar to that. So before I go to the development, let me quickly tell you the scenario which I'm going to achieve here. The scenario is I have the entity called application and the another entity is a student. So in the application entity, I'm taking the mandatory fields details which are required to create the new student. Here you can see these are the mandatory fields which are required to create the new student. These details I'm taking into the application here, and the fee details for the student here, course fee, university fee, so those are configured inside the course applied for inside the course entity. These are configured here, course fee, and the university fee is configured inside the country field here, country field. You can see the university fee is configured here. So these two fields I will be setting here for the university course fee and university fee, and the action which I have developed in my previous video, you can watch that, or you can watch that video for the better understanding. And that in that action it will create the, it will set the total fee by summing the course fee and university fee. But in this video we will set only the university fee, course fee using the action. So but before I go to the development, let me tell you how it's going to work here. So I will be developing one plugin, and that plugin will be trigger on change of this field, status field. So whenever I will create the new record of the application, I want to create with the status applied, but when I'll change the status to approved, then I want to trigger the plugin, and inside that plugin we will call the action. So this is my scenario, and so let's do the development now. So already I have opened the Visual Studio here, and this is my last solution you can find. So this solution is building fine. Let me rebuild this. Okay, so this is building fine. To save the time, already I have written the coding part, because it was taking a lot of time to write that. So already I have taken the coding part, already I have covered that. I will explain the code which I have written here. So this is the class I have taken, application underscore the post update. So my plugin will be on the update message on the post operation. Okay, and the as usual I have taken the context, then inside that I'm checking the target and if it is entity. So for the update you will have target as entity, for the delete it will be the entity reference, for create also it will be the entity. So as usual I have created the service factory, then using the service factory I have created the organization service. Now I'm checking the here the status here. You can see sorry, a stage here, whether it is post operation or not, and the message is update or not. So if those two are correct, then I will proceed my logic. If not, I'll return from the plugin. And also here I'm checking the application status. Why? Because when you do the update operation, then inside the context you will have only those fields value, those fields which you have changed recently. So since I am going to change only the status here, application status here, from applied to approved, then inside the context I will have this field only. That is why I am going to cross check here. I'm going to cross check here with the application status. If it is there, then I will take the status, and then I'm going to compare the status with the constant value, and this constant already I have taken into my constant folder here. You can see I have taken the constant class here. Inside that class I have the different application status, and these are the text value for the status, and this is the respective numerical value for that, which is configured in the dynamics. So when it is approved, then this is the numerical value. It will compare with this status what I am going to set here, this one. It will compare. If the matching is found, then we will do our logic. We will call the action, and then before we call the action we have to set the parameters. Okay, so these are the parameters, these are nothing but mandatory parameters. You can see here while creating the student here. So these are the first name, last name, then date of birth, then the email, contact number, country, and address line 1, and the course applied for. These are the mandatory fields which I need to get from the this application. So you can see this is what I am doing here. For using this service, I'm going to retrieve, and already I have, since I have the target as application here, so I have the logical name and the ID. Since we are going to do the update operation, so I will have the logical name and ID associated with the target entity here, and I will use that one. And the columns which I need to retrieve here, you can see these are the columns here inside the application, and these are the columns. So I need the first name, then the last name, then date of birth, then the contact, course applied for, country, and the address line 1. So these are the mandatory value I need to retrieve, and this is the same thing I'm doing here. These are the schema name of that, those fields I'm going to retrieve here. So once I have those value inside this entity, I'm going to create this organization service request. Here you can see this is organization request, and this is the action name. So I'll show you that action which already have configured. I'll show you that in details, and for that action I'm setting the input parameters. Here you can see I'm saying these are the input parameters, and I'm setting that, and finally using this service.execute, I'm executing the action. When the action is executed, then whatever the steps we have configured into the action, it will be executed. Once the execution is successful, I want to deactivate the application. So you can see, to deactivate the application, you have to use the set a state request, and you have to give the entity as logical name and the ID which you want to deactivate. And for the state, it will be 1. For the status, it will be 2. So it will be inactive status when it is executed. So this is what the plugin is doing. If you want this code, I will send you the link. I will attach the link into the description box. You can use that one, and you can find this code over there. Now let's move to the action. So this action already I have configured here. You can see. So this is the action which I have configured here, and inside this action I'm taking the input parameters here. These are the input parameters. I'm taking the output parameter as a university fee. There's a two way to do this. Since already in the plugin we are taking the country ID over here, you can see we are retrieving the country ID. So using this country ID, we can query it into the country entity, and you can find the university fee which is configured over here. But instead of doing that, I'm using the custom action, which is also similar to that. But I wanted to show you how to develop the custom action. That is why I am taking this step. Otherwise, you can in the real time you can ignore this, and you can directly query using the country ID here if you want. So I wanted to show you how to create the custom action. That is why I have taken that. So to develop the custom action, already I have taken the another folder, custom workflow, and the last video of my video series where I have shown how to develop the custom workflow. I have created already one custom workflow. So in this video I'll create the custom action. So for that I'm already developed the code, and this is the code. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the normal using statement which I need to develop the action, custom action, and I have taken one input parameter because I need to find the university fee, this university fee, but I need to pass this GUID of this record, right? That is why I am taking this input parameter, and the return of that I will have the university fee here. That is why I am taking one output parameter as a university fee. Then as usual, I'm taking the workflow context, then how we do the service inside the plugin. Likewise, I'm creating the service here, and then I'm going to retrieve the country ID, which will be set using the context to this input parameter. When we set when we consume this custom action, we have to set the country value. This input we have to set there, and that ID it will be present inside this country. So using that, I am taking the country ID which I have set here, and then finally I'm doing one simple retrieve. and that will have only the university fee, means this field, the value of this field, it is present into that. So it will be here into this country entity, and then I'll cross check if the result entity is null, or if and it contains the university fee, then I'm going to set the output parameter which I have taken here. Output parameter, I'll set the value as a money type. So since this is money type, so I've taken, and you can see the remaining parameter here: first name, last name, contact, address, of course applied for, date of birth, country. These are the input parameters which I need over here to create the student here, right? Which I need. So I have taken that, and you can see here below I'm going to create the student. So I have added the step, create the record here, and then the record type is student, and you can see here I'm setting the value. You can see here it's loaded. You can see those value which I have taken into the input parameter over here, and the university fee I have set dynamically here: first name, last name, date of birth, contact number, country, address line 1. Along with that I have taken the university fee, which is the output parameters, isn't it? And this output parameter is coming from this custom action. So what we have to do is, inside this step I have to add the couple of a step, and the first one is I need to call the custom action, which I will, when I'll register this custom action into the dynamics using the plugin registration tool, then I can consume this custom action, and I can pass the country field, country value, which is nothing but input parameter here, and which is coming from the application entity here. You can see this application entity, the country field which is coming. So with this value uh, I'll find the university fee, and then finally I'll mapping into the university fee. The rest of the task of the mapping, it will be done by the another action which already I have developed in the last video using the, this is nothing but set fee and on the create of this trend. So these two workflow and the action I have developed, I have shown in details in the last video. You can find that. So it will do that. So here now I'm going to register this workflow, register this action and the plugin using the plugin registration tool. So before that, let me build this solution one more time. Okay, fine, and I have logged into the plugin registration tool here, and let me update my solution. So this is my library. I'm going to update this. So this is my assembly. Select, and you can see when you select that, you will see the plugin which we have developed here, it is present, and the workflow also which we have developed, it is present. So let me select all and register this. Okay, so it is done. So we have to register the step here for the application post. As I mentioned before, the message will be the update, and the entity will be the application entity, and the secondary entity is none. And then attributes, since we want to trigger only for the the change of the application status, then I will take the application status as only the filter attributes. So always for the update message, try to select only those fields which are required and which are required to be trigger points. Like try to do the your logic for the plugin as much as can for the specific fields, so that you will not get extra auditing of the fields. So here in my case I have the status here, so I'm selecting this one. Okay, and the pipeline stage will be the post operation, and it will be synchronous. I don't want to use any synchronous configuration, so this is fine. So let me register this step. So now we have registered. Now our workflow is here, and since if you see here the inside my assembly, I have the two workflows here, custom workflow, and this is our nothing but custom actions. We'll consume this custom workflow inside the custom action here. You can see here I will add one step to consume that one, but uh, but before that, let me show you that whether so if when you're changing this to approved, you will see nothing is happening. The action processor of the action not activated. So the action which we are going to call is not activated. So let me activate this action here. Activate. Since we have not added the create a student, we have added the create a student, so it will create the student, but the university fee will be null. We have not set here, right? So let's see that how it works. So I'm going to change the approved, and now we are going to save this. So object reference is not set to object because the university fee value is not set here. So while creating the new student, so let me create the new student over here without the university fee here. You will see you will get the same error. So here we'll go. Let me type some value. Test line 1, and then some random date of birth. And here the semester cycle and this one and the fee details. So I'm suppose I have not taken any value here. So when you save this, you will get the same error here because this is not the university fee is not found here. So because in the last video I have written the logic like it will sum this to value, and if it has any value null, then throw the exception. So like that is why if this university fee is null, then it will throw the exception. Suppose if you're taking the university fee as around 100, then it will save that. So okay, it is saved. So likewise, since the application this one inside my plugin, the I have not set the I have not called the my custom workflow here, which I have written this one custom workflow here to set the university fee. That is why the university value is null and it is throwing the exception. So to fix that, I have to deactivate this workflow, my workflow, and then I have to call my custom action here. So I'll go here, I will select this, I'm inserting after that, and it will be calling the action. So we'll select our project here, and this is my custom action university fee I'm calculating here. And you can see when I have to move this. Okay, let me remove, since it will be after that, so I have to remove this. It should be after that. Okay, so let me select before and then call that custom action. Okay, so before I create the student, I want to set my values, so that is why I'm calling this custom action first. And to set the property, you can see the input parameter what we have taken over here, country, it is expecting now. So it is expecting here country, right? And that value is nothing but from the our argument here, right? For the action we have the argument, input argument, and this country field we have to pass here. So we'll go to the setup here and we'll select an argument, we'll select the country here, add that dynamically. So this is set now. So the next step is we have to assign the value which is returning from this custom action. So we will add the another step here below this, and we will use the assign value step. So assign value step are used to set the any output value for this any output or input value for this parameter of this action. So here I want to set the value for the university fee which is coming from this action, right? So let's select that properties and let's give the name set university fee from custom action. Okay, and this is the, you can see the name automatically it is coming, the output parameter name, which is the assign value used to set that output parameter. So it is already selected, and the arguments is coming from the action, and you can see we have only one output parameter from this action, the action which we have developed here. Since we have only one output parameters which is returning, so which is returning from this, so we can find that here. If you have more than one, then all those output parameters will be coming over here. So we'll select that and we will set that value here. So it is done. So now our logic ready. So we just have to activate the our custom action. So let me activate this and check the functionality if it is working. Okay, so it is activated now. So let me create the one application here. New student, and this is applied. The student details. I want say the test action. Last name I want 1. Then date of birth, some random value. Course applied for. I have 2 courses here, so I will select the computer science here, and I'll say line 1. The country I will say select India, and yeah, so we have taken the mandatory fields. Let me save this. Okay, fine. So now when I'll change the let's go to and see the student if it is created here now. So refresh this. Now we can see we have 10 student record. So now when I'll change this status from applied to approved, then logically what we have written inside the plugin here, so it will fire up, it will check the status as approved here, status as approved here, and then finally it will call the action, and action is doing the rest of the task. It is getting the university fee, then setting the university fee value, then creating the student record, and then finally closing the process. So let me change the status back to approve here, and so you can see when it is approved, then it is deactivated, and the if you see the refresh this record, then you will see the another record is created. So let me sort it by, and you can see this is the latest record which is created, and so yeah, this is created. So you can see how action you can use in differently. So the action is very powerful tool in the dynamics, and this is used mostly for the integration purpose. The custom action which I have developed here, this is the simple step I have taken here, but in the ideally in the project you will have the more complicated scenarios, like calling the HTTP clients, like calling the third party APIs. Those things you can call over here in the action, and using the action you can integrate into the another environment, like when you register your dynamics on the Azure, then using the endpoint URL web API, you can call the action, and you can call the action using the logic app or .NET code. You can call in the different way. So this is the beautiful feature of this action, and it is very flexible, and I'll recommend try to use action as much as possible in your project, and if and that will we give you the more benefit for the integration point of view. So guys, this was a quite quick video, and I hope you will like that, and you have learned something from this video, and thank you for watching this video.